Look, Sam, I'd like to help you, but I really had it, you know. I've got to rest for a bit.
But, Patrick, this is publicity. Now we've brought out your last book in paperback, we want to boost the sales.
Yeah, but why today, Sam? I tell you, I'm worn out. And I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Do you know, last night, I stood under the shower for 10 minutes, got out and dried myself all over from head to foot.
That's what most people do when they get out of the shower.
When they hadn't even turned the water on. It's no good, Sam. It's affecting my work, too. Why, the other day I wrote a whole sequence where Bastido, the Beast of Brisbane, ambushed Rodney Reddington, gouged out his eyes, cut off his ears, and stabbed him to death with a red-hot darning needle.
What's wrong with that? Sounds right in your vein.
Except that Rodney Reddington is the hero, and I've killed him off in Chapter 3.
Look, Patrick, this won't take half an hour. Look, we'll take the photographs over at your place round the swimming pool. I'll be over about 3 o'clock with a photographer and half a dozen bikini-clad bathing beauties.
And what, pray, have half a dozen bikini-clad bathing beauties got to do with a story about a demented Tasmanian searching for gold in the Simpson Desert?
The story doesn't matter. We want some pictures that'll grab the eye. You know how the average Aussie likes to look at a bit of T&B?
T&B? What's T&B? That's what I thought it was. All right, Sam, I'll see you about 3 o'clock. Perhaps a bit of T&B might start my adrenaline going again.
I'm glad we got to the shop nice and early. This little beauty would have been snapped up in no time.
That's for sure. I'm a bit worried about Big Mal, though. I don't think he enjoyed the journey home.
He does look a little pale.
I think I'll put him by the pool for a while.
Yes, he might be more the rugged outdoor type.
Where's your Uncle Patrick?
I don't know, Nance.
I told him he'd got to have breakfast in bed today and take it easy. He's been looking very pale lately.
Like Big Mal.
What, dear?
Nothing.
I'm very worried about him. He's been working too hard and he worries me.
Well, don't worry, Nanny. You can't kill off weak lovers that easily.
Oh, well, I better heat up the coffee again.
Now, I want you to realise that this is your new home and you won't ever be lonely. You've got to think of us all as your family and grow into a big, strong boy.
I'm not interrupting anything of a private nature, am I?
Oh, good morning, Uncle Patrick. Well, this is your Uncle Patrick. But don't worry, you'll get used to him. We did.
I know that from time to time one needs someone to confide in, Elizabeth, but isn't this a little extreme even for you?
But don't you know that plants grow healthier and stronger if you talk to them and encourage them?
Do they really? Oh. And I suppose, like all plants, this thing has some weird-sounding name.
Well, pretty weird. I've christened him Patrick.
I see.
To give him his precise botanical definition, he's of the genera Sarracenia and Darlingtonia. But you can call him Darling, for short.
Not out loud, I won't.
He's a present from my latest boyfriend who's studying botany.
Oh.
He gives off a sweet perfume which lures insects into its clutches and then, snap, devours them.
Your latest boyfriend?
No, Patrick here.
Oh.
Actually, he's a member of the Maraschino family.
Patrick here.
No, my boyfriend.
This is too deep for me. Look, I'm going to collect the mail from the post box.
Well, don't forget to talk to the plants.
I won't. And don't you three gossips say anything nasty about me when I'm gone.
Have you seen anything of him yet?
Oh, yes, Nanny. He's just gone up to the mailbox.
Oh, dear, now I shall have to heat up his coffee again.
Hello, Geranium. How do you do, Tree? Now, look, listen. If I were to whisper sweet nothings in your ear, would you really grow stronger?
Well, I might, especially over a few drinks.
No. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my friend here.
Well, Ridgie did say no more. We men of letters must stick together, eh?
What was he talking about?
You're new here, aren't you?
Yes, we arrived the day before yesterday.
You want to watch out for that Pom next door. He may look like Methuselah, but he's a rampant young teenager underneath, all togged out in jammers and raring to go. Fancied you. He said you'd grow stronger when he blows in your ear.
He said what?
He said he'd like...
Well, really? Might at least go indoors if they're going to behave like animals.
Disgusting freak. I'll fetch my husband to him.
But why, love? Live, live. Or as the real estate salesman said, get lots while you're young.
Yes, dear.
The man next door's been making obscene suggestions to the postman about me.
Huh?
Do something.
Oh, yes, dear.
Oh, shut up.
Yes, dear. Did you know about the postman and the woman next door? You know, I've got a funny feeling about her. Still, I suppose, Patrick, that, you know, the hot sun in this country, well, it must have an effect on people after a while, mustn't it? Yeah? I feel rather silly standing here talking to you like this, you know. I've never done it before. But, you know, I don't think you're weird looking at all, Patrick. In fact, I think you're... I feel awfully stupid saying this, but... I think you're beautiful.
Quick! What? Quick!
And I think how useful you are, you see, ridding the world of bugs and insects and things. I say, a lot of liquids laced with fertilizer, and you'll grow up to be a fine fellow. I talk to the trees, and they grow bigger and strong. I talk to the trees that hold in the horn. Oh, good morning, Nanny.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Lovely day.
Yes, Mr. Patrick, it's a lovely day.
Sun's a bit hot, though.
Yes, it is. And you know what they say about this hot sun.
Yes, that's why you've got to be careful, Nanny. I've already been out in it.
I was afraid you had.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Patrick. Do you feel quite well today?
Oh, I feel absolutely splendid. Now, it was such a good idea of yours for me to take the day off. It's made me a different person.
Yes, it has. I'll heat up the coffee.
Heat it up. It's boiling hot.
So it is, yes.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'll heat up the toast.
Oh, Nanny,
Yes, Mr. Patrick?
do we have any liquid fertilizer in the house?
Liquid fertilizer? Oh, Mr. Patrick, don't you think cream would be better?
Cream on plants? I hope Nanny's feeling all right.
Can we come in now, Nanny?
Oh, yes, dear. I'm sorry I was so abrupt just now, but I'd had rather a shock.
Shock?
Well, when I was taking your uncle's breakfast to him, I found him behaving rather strangely.
How strange.
Well, he was standing in front of the mirror, talking to his own reflection.
Maybe he's worried about his image. Image, mirror.
What was he saying, Nanny?
Well, among other things, he said he thought he was beautiful.
Oh.
He's going round the twist.
You mustn't say that, Susan, even if it's true.
Do you think we ought to call a shrink?
A shrink?
A nut wholesaler. Skull jockey.
You know, a psychiatrist.
Oh, dear, I think that's rather drastic.
But Uncle might be a psychoceramic.
Oh, what's a psychoceramic?
A crackpot.
I think you're taking rather an extreme view. No, I think he's just had too much sun on his head.
Yes, or found himself a woman.
Susan!
Well, that makes a man's head go soggy too.
Oh, what a thing to suggest. You know perfectly well your uncle wouldn't dream of... Oh, dear.
What is it, Nanny?
Well, it may mean nothing, of course, but I did hear him say, I've got a funny feeling about her.
Well, that's it. He's in love.
Oh, no. I'm sure your uncle is past all that sort of thing. Well, anyway, whatever it is, I want you both to promise me you'll forget this entire conversation.
Our lips are sealed and our minds are empty, Nanny.
Speak for yourself.
He's upstairs lying down at the moment because he's got a very important engagement this afternoon, so I want you both to be as quiet as possible.
All right, Nanny.
Oh, dear, I wonder who that can be.
Oh, we'll be off then, Nanny.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Yes.
Well, Herbert, go on.
Yes, dear. Good morning.
We know that. Go on.
Yes, dear. Our name is...
Watson. Ethel and Herbert Watson. We're friends of your next-door neighbours, the Mallinsons.
Oh, charming people.
We're living in their house while they're away.
Oh, please come in and do sit down.
We're We're also members of BAG.
Bag?
Bring Australia Greatness Society.
Oh, really?
Go on, Herbert.
Yes, dear. Mrs. Mallinson told
Dolly
us that
Mallison
when-
said that a Mr. Glover lived here.
Yes, that's quite right, he does.
And that he has 2 daughters and is highly respectable.
Oh, I think you must be thinking of Mr. Geoffrey Glover. He's abroad. His brother, Mr. Patrick Glover, is staying here at the moment. He is
You needn't tell us what he is. We know, don't we, Herbert?
Yes, dear.
Really? Oh, well, he has made quite a reputation for himself.
I'm sure he has.
Well, not only in Sydney, but all over Australia.
My God! And are you his wife?
Oh, good gracious, no. I'm his nanny.
You see that, Herbert? He needs a nurse.
Yes, dear.
No. I was his children's nanny, and now I look after him.
Well, that must be quite a task.
Well, yes, it is really, because he's so very active.
Very active. You hear that, Herbert?
Yes, dear.
Yes, just recently he really has been overdoing it. He never stops, night or day.
At his age?
Exactly. And that's why I persuaded him to give it a rest today. But you know, he's such a difficult man to restrain. As soon as my back is turned, he's at it again.
I can't believe it.
Yes. In fact, much against my will, he's having a session this afternoon round the pool with 6.
And is he in the habit of involving respectable married women in these escapades?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but I'd be very happy to put the idea into his head if you'd like me to.
I think you'll find it's already there. Won't you, Herbert?
Yes, dear.
And you can tell him that as members of BAG, we find it very distasteful, don't we, Herbert?
Yes, dear.
And that we don't approve of it, do we, Herbert?
Yes, dear.
No, dear.
Mrs. Watson?
What was that, man?
They're the people who've taken the house next door while the Mallinsons are away.
Oh, them.
Yes, she's rather forthright and he's very meek.
Oh, good.
They seem rather worried about your idea of the postman.
Well, I'm not surprised, Nanny.
Why's that, Mr. Patrick?
Well, between you and me and the gatepost, I think she and that postman are up to a bit of hanky-panky.
Do you, Mr. Patrick?
Yes, dear. I have
Wow, anyone else? Oh, Patrick.
Well, I finished.
There you are. There we are. Good. Oh, don't take the bottle. Glasses up, everyone. That's great, Patrick. Just great.
Come on, everybody. Let's see a lot of cheese.
I thought the modern vernacular was money.
Oh, no, darling, it's sex.
Sex? Everyone say sex. Sex.
Now let's have sex again.
Yes, dear.
Not you.
No, dear.
If you were half a man, you'd go over there and give him a good belting.
Yes, dear.
Instead of which, you leave everything to me, don't you?
Yes, dear.
Which means I've got to do your dirty work.
Yes, dear.
Couldn't you persuade him to put some long pants on? His legs look as though they've been whitewashed.
I quite agree. Patrick, could we have some in long trousers now, just for a change?
Of course, oh boy. I think I have the appropriate apparel in my wardrobe.
Does he always talk like that, or is he putting it on?
Well, Nanny, it seems that I've grown up at last. They want me in long trousers.
You will have your little joke.
Ah, are you Mr. Patrick Glover?
I have that pleasure.
Right. I am a bag.
Are you?
Yes. And I've come to give it to you stronger than you've ever had it before.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, Mr. Glover, how can you ever forgive me? There was I thinking these terrible things about you, and all the time you were just talking to the trees.
Talking to the trees.
When that postman said that...
Yeah, quite. A very understandable misunderstanding.
So you mean you didn't want liquid fertilizer in your coffee?
Not in coffee, Nanny, no.
Just wait till I see that postman and I'm
Look,
going to...
Mrs. Watson, why don't you come down to the pool with us and we will drink a toast apiece in champagne?
That'll be fair, Dinkum.
And I'll take some snapshots with my new Polaroid camera and you can have them as a keepsake.
You see, I told you it's just a publicity photograph. The sort of thing I have to do every day of my life. It really is amazing. Fine, and for you.
Well.
Bye, sir. Bye. Goodbye. It's so nice to have met you. Goodbye, Rosabelle. Or are you... No, you're Davinia. Oh, you are... No, whoever you are. Bye-bye. Well, I must say, that has really been quite some afternoon.
I suppose it's my fault, really, for calling this plant Patrick.
I told you should have called him darling.
I think that might have been even worse.
How do you think we nearly sent for a jockey cap?
What, Nanny?
A skull shrink. A nutcracker.
Nanny, what are you talking about?
Well, the girls thought you were a cracked potty.
Oh, my God, don't tell me she's come back. Oh, no, it's all right, Nanny. I'll
Thank you,
go.
Mr. Patrick.
It's been such a ghastly day, anyway. Couldn't possibly get worse.
Mr. Glover,
Yes.
my name is Watson, Herbert Watson.
Oh, Mr. Watson, yes, let's go. My nieces Liz and Sue, Nanny.
Yes, we have met.
Yes. Mr. Glover, I wonder would it be convenient for me to have a word with you in private?
Oh, well, of course, yes. Girls, would you be darlings and go and amuse yourself somewhere?
Patrick.
Nanny, could I ask you?
No, perhaps this lady ought to stay.
Oh, well, as you will. Now, why don't you come and sit down, Mr.
Thank
Watson?
you. Thank you very much.
There.
I believe you've met my wife.
Yeah, I have indeed. Yes.
Striking woman.
Yes.
Very striking.
Very.
Yes, I thought you felt that way.
I beg your pardon.
We've been married for 25 years, you know.
Oh, congratulations.
2 children, both married, both overseas.
Really?
Yes. Ethel and I own a chain of motels.
Oh, do you?
Very successful. We make a lot of money. A lot of money.
Oh, I'm very happy for you.
And you find Ethel striking?
Well, yes.
I see.
Oh, now, Mr. Watson, please don't jump to any conclusion that I have any sort of dishonorable intention.
No. Please, Mr. Glover, don't get excited. I'm very happy for you.
Happy for me?
Yes, for you both.
Both?
You see, well, I come from a long line of seafarers, a seafaring background, you see. One of my ancestors was sent out with Captain Cook.
Really? Prospecting?
Not exactly. It was because of prospecting he did in England that he was sent out with Captain Cook.
All right.
But I've got it in my blood.
I beg your pardon?
The sea.
Oh, the sea.
Always wanted to travel. Fiji, Honolulu, Europe, America. But you see, Ethel is Aussie through and through, and she has her roots.
I noticed them. I noticed that, yes.
So I just fell in with Ethel's wishes. But now...
What now?
Well, you say that you find Ethel striking, and she undoubtedly fancies you.
She what?
Oh, I can tell. I can tell by these photographs that I found in her handbag that you so very kindly took.
Oh, dear.
And then there's the postman.
What about the postman?
Oh, well, he said that you told him that you fancied Ethel.
He did what?
And that you would like to.
It's a lie! A monstrous lie!
Oh, no, Mr. Glover. You see, the postman has ambitions to buy a plot of land and build a home. And for $2,000, he was quite sure that you said you fancied Ethel.
I can't believe my ears.
And then there's my handy little gadget.
Your handy little what?
You see this badge in my lapel? Hunter Valley Wines. Well, it's a microphone.
What?
And this here is a pocket tape recorder. I've recorded everything you said. And at home, I've got another handy little gadget. It cuts tape and it joins tape. And altogether, it'll make a very cozy conversation between us.
Nanny, give me a large whiskey.
Of course, Mr. Patrick. Would you care?
Nanny!
No, of course not.
You see, Mr. Glover, you've really done me a very great service. I've always wanted to get rid of that overbearing hag. And now I can do it in an honourable way. You see, with this tape and the postman and these photographs, I can sue Ethel for divorce. I've got enough evidence. And do you know what, Mr. Glover? I'm going to cite you as correspondent. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Oh, and I wouldn't have had a whiskey anyway. I've got to keep a clear head.
Nanny, this is all your fault.
My fault?
Yes, it is. It was you who persuaded me to take the day off, wasn't it? And what happens? I get virtually blackmailed by a postman. You then take incriminating photographs of me with that bag from next door. And I finish up in correspondent shoes in the divorce court. Et tu, Patrick?